If you feel very sleepy between 2 to 5 in the afternoon, according to scientists, you could die very soon. Let me explain you why. This is Ranjan Des, the Chief Executive Officer of one of India's leading information technology companies, SAP. Going to work out every day, jogging regularly, always eating only healthy food, even participating in marathons. He did all of this throughout his life, and he seemed completely fit from inside out. But then one day, on 21st October 2009, suddenly the news comes that when he was returning home from the gym, he died of a heart attack. Yes, a completely athletic person who used to do cardiovascular exercises like jogging regularly. He had even trained his heart to participate in marathons. That person died of a heart attack at a young age. And the reason was he strongly believed that to feel fit and fresh, only 4 hours of sleep every day is necessary. But can someone get a heart attack because of sleeping less? How did a health-conscious chief executive officer miss such an important thing? Well, you must have heard about daylight saving. In the United States of America, clocks are set forward by 1 hour in the month of March to extend daylight during the summer season. The clocks are set forward by 1 hour at 2 a.m. on the 2nd of March. And people get to sleep 1 hour less on that day. And according to reports, just because of that 1 hour less sleep, heart attacks increased by 25% and remain increased by 25% for 2 days. I repeat, just because of 1 hour less sleeping time. Well, the reverse also happens. In November, when 1 hour is added, heart attacks decrease by 22%. Fascinating, right? There is a group of all the sleep scientists in the world called the Association of Professional Sleep Societies. In one of their reports, they revealed that people who are sleep deprived usually feel very sleepy during 2 specific time spans. One is between 2:7 ante-meridiem and the other is between 2:5 post-meridiem. Notice a weird pattern in this. Most of the heart attack cases, people die the most during these same time spans. Now, looking at all these weird patterns, at first all the scientists thought that these could be coincidences, just a matter of chance. But now, last year, when Zydus Hospital in Ahmedabad conducted a survey of 243 heart patients, they found out that about 37% of heart patients had their condition because of inadequate sleep. Even when the European Heart Journal released a study conducted on 470,000 people from 8 different countries, it was found that those who are sleep deprived, the chances of dying from heart diseases increased directly by 48%, and the chances of dying from a heart stroke increased by 15%. The point is, if you feel extremely sleepy in the afternoon, it's your body's natural alarm sign that you are severely sleep deprived and your heart has started to become weak. Now, have you ever experienced that if you don't sleep properly for a day or two, you literally feel like you've had alcohol, your mind feels really slow and confused and you don't feel sharp at all and you can't even do your regular tasks properly? Have you ever wondered why this happens? Well, it's a very old story. In 1894, Russian scientist Marie de Mancina conducted an experiment on puppies, deliberately depriving them of sleep for several days. She kept them awake by making them do various activities continuously so that she could understand what happens inside their bodies when they don't sleep or sleep less. It was found that despite giving them playtime and good food, all of the puppies died within just 1 to 2
weeks.
They died, and the cause of death was found to be lesions or sores all over their brains. Now, how did these sores develop? And do humans also get such sores due to lack of sleep? I will explain this further. When we discuss the science, for now, understand that it's not just the heart, but also the brain that is directly damaged by lack of sleep. In fact, a new study related to this shows that if your deep sleep time decreases by even just 1% every year, your risk of brain-damaging diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia increases by 20%. Now, I haven't talked about sleep yet. As mentioned, research by Anne Williamson from the University of New South Wales in Australia suggests that not getting enough sleep can make you feel like you're drunk. According to her findings, staying awake for just 17 hours exceeds the permissible limit. It's as dangerous as drinking too much alcohol. The Australian legal alcohol limit is higher than India's, so by Indian standards, you would be considered drunk. Recently, the Porsche accident that happened in Pune, the person who crashed the car was drunk, because of which 2 innocent people lost their lives. But what people still aren't realizing: in India, only 11% of accidents occur annually due to drunk driving. People become victims of road accidents, but about 40% of road accidents happen because of driving while sleepy. This is official data. That means it's almost 4 times more. And we have made laws regarding alcohol. But what about lack of sleep? Many transport drivers keep driving continuously for 18 to 20-hour shifts. From one state to another, some don't even sleep for a day or two. They drive big vehicles non-stop and freely on highways. I mean, just think about it. Whenever we go out on the highways, in a way, we're moving among moving coffins. Any one of them could have our name on it at any time. Now look, because there are no laws about this. Only awareness and education can improve this. For that, every Indian needs to understand the science behind sleep, how lack of sleep is creating so many problems in the body. The problems you face in daily life, but you might not know their root cause. For example, earlier I used to get mouth ulcers every few days. They used to hurt a lot for 4 or 5 days, and those who get them know the pain. It becomes hard to work, especially if your job involves speaking like mine. So at first I thought maybe there was a deficiency of B-complex vitamins. So I started taking supplements. But the problem wasn't solved. And then in the end, I discovered that if I don't get proper sleep for 2 days in a row, or if my sleep is affected, I start getting ulcers in my mouth. So we are facing so many problems like this, whose solution is actually very simple: making sleep a priority. And this is exactly why. Today's video is very important, especially for those people who have trouble sleeping. Every person spends 1/3 of their life sleeping, and that's why it's important for everyone to have the right knowledge about it. Today, all your questions related to sleep will be answered in this video. My purpose through this video today is simple: to tell you the importance of sleep and to answer all your questions related to sleep right here. And that's why, in this video today, we will learn why sleep is, biologically speaking, the most important activity for our body. I repeat, the most important activity. Between 2-5 post-meridian, aside from at night, why do we feel sleepy between those hours? How so many diseases are connected to a simple activity like sleep, and how you can become powerful by using the sleeping technique, the military sleep method. You can fall asleep instantly in just 2 to 7 minutes. This scientifically proven technique, also used by the military, involves self-hypnosis on rocky ground among trees and plants, in the midst of the sound of bullets, fear, and anxiety, to take a nap anywhere. We will also learn this technique. Scientifically, it's not just sleep time that's important, but sleep quality is also important. However, most people don't even focus on this. 6 hours of quality deep sleep is better than 9 hours of shallow sleep. You won't believe it. Just look at this survey. 1/3 of couples who recently got divorced, the reason behind their divorce was also found to be lack of sleep. Usually in families, husband and wife sleep together. And if you also share a bed with someone, you would know. If your partner moves even a little, your sleep also gets disturbed. As a result, you only get shallow sleep, which makes you grouchy and irritated all day. For couples, this creates relationship issues. In fact, have you heard about sleep divorces? It means the husband and wife live together, but they don't sleep together. A survey reveals that in the United States, sleep divorce has been experienced by 43% of millennials, 33% of Gen X, 28% of Gen Z, and 22% of baby boomers due to these issues. We were talking about why, scientifically speaking, we actually feel sleepy. If we were living in the jungle, we would become vulnerable for 8 hours, and any predator could have easily hunted us. So why did this trait evolve after all? Basically, our body is like a machine, a system. Think of it as a biological machine that regularly needs servicing, cleanup, and reset. Now, let's say we're doing some important work on a computer. The computer doesn't suddenly go into servicing mode or start a software update, right? In the same way, our body has also evolved so that it took out a separate time from the 24 hours for this purpose. And sometime before that, it starts warning us that the servicing mode is about to activate, which means we start feeling sleepy. During sleep, our body performs thousands of tasks, but we can divide all these tasks into 3 major categories. First, reset or reboot. Second, growth and repair. And third, memory consolidation. So these are the 3 major purposes of sleep, which are the lifeblood of our health. And all the complications that occur are because these 3 functions are not completed. Now, this entire sleep cycle mainly depends on just one main system. This is our body's circadian rhythm, and its disruption can be the major root cause of all sleep problems. Our circadian rhythm is completely dependent on sunlight. When the sun rises, sunlight activates the photoreceptors in our eyes, stimulating the body to produce cortisol, the wake-up hormone. And then, at night, when the sun has set and the surrounding light decreases, your eyes sense the light. They detect the absence of light and inform the brain, and then our brain secretes the sleep hormone melatonin. Because of this hormone, we feel drowsiness and some vital things happen in the body, like heartbeat, breathing, kidney filtration, and only the brain systems that control them remain active. Other processes start winding down and we begin to feel sleepy. That's why we saw in the sleep graph that between 2 to 7 anti-meridium, we feel the most sleepy. But because of our modern lifestyle today, this natural circadian rhythm is getting disturbed the most. India currently has the highest average daily smartphone screen time globally, exceeding 4 hours. And this usage mostly happens at night. The same blue light comes from smartphones, which sends a message to the brain that it's morning, it's time to wake up. Whereas in reality, it's night. And because of this, our circadian rhythm gets disturbed and sleep quality becomes poor. Apart from this, eating late at night, stress and poor nutrition can disrupt your circadian rhythm. Prioritize managing these factors for better sleep. In the upcoming videos, I explain the exact science of getting good sleep and falling asleep faster. So for that, just wait a little. Before that, it's very important to tell you how compromised sleep can harm you. It can trigger diseases. Look at these images carefully. These are images of the blood arteries of some mice, on which Harvard Medical School and Massachusetts General Hospital did a joint research. The first image is of the veins of those mice who were allowed to sleep properly, and the second image is of those who were not allowed to sleep properly for 16 weeks. You can clearly see that a thick plaque has formed in the center, which is less in the first one, but in the second one, it is almost blocking the entire blood vessel. Now, the scientists wondered why this happened. Well, because continuous disrupted sleep causes the level of the hormone hypocretin, which regulates the production of WBCs, to drop abnormally, and this leads to the production of excessive WBCs, which block the veins. Yes, that's right, unfortunately. That plaque is actually made from our own WBCs, which accumulates and blocks the veins and then causes heart disease. But it doesn't stop here. A 2011 Cancer Journal study found that routinely sleeping under 6 hours raises the risk of cancer, especially colorectal cancer, by 50%. This risk is exactly the same as the risk for a person whose first-degree relative, like a parent or sibling, has had cancer. Now, the main reason behind this is inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation is one of the major causes of cancer. Lack of sleep creates all kinds of inflammation in your body. And some of its simple effects start appearing as mouth ulcers. So just think about how it's damaging your internal organs. That's why many people start getting acne on their face or start having headaches and so on. Now for men, there's even worse news. A research found that a young healthy adult if a person sleeps less than 5 hours continuously for even a week, his testosterone level, that is, the amount of his sex hormone, drops by about 10 to 15%. Whereas with natural aging, this level drops by only 1% per year. Testosterone, known as the fountain of youth, is a factor in young men becoming impotent at an early age.
So then what happened? Tell me the main point.
Now, for those who want to lose weight or maintain their weight, there's something important for you too. Recently, research has shown that just 4 to 5 days of less sleep can reduce the liver's insulin sensitivity by about 25 to 30%. This increases the risk of excessive weight gain and type 2 diabetes. Plus, you must have noticed that on days when you don't sleep well, your self-control decreases and you fall prey to a lot of food cravings. The hormone in your body that causes food cravings, ghrelin, and the one that makes you feel satisfied, the hormone leptin, which naturally resets and regulates every night, doesn't get properly reset due to disrupted sleep and becomes dysfunctional. Because of this, you start craving something to eat again and again, and ultimately, a person becomes overweight. So now you clearly know that you must make sleep a priority at all costs. Otherwise, without it, our health, our performance, everything will remain hollow. And that's why. So let's work together to scientifically improve our sleep for a lifetime. For this, first, we need to understand the stages of sleep, which we can then optimize. So listen to this carefully. Actually, our sleep is divided into 4 stages, 3 non-rapid eye movement stages. And the 4th is the rapid eye movement stage. It's simple. Scientists categorize them like this. Rapid eye movement means rapid eye movement. Stage during sleep where your eyes move rapidly every few moments. And the non-rapid eye movement stage means your eyes stay stable in one place. Now, out of these, two stages are the most important. One is the third stage of non-rapid eye movement, which we simply call the deep sleep stage, and the other is rapid eye movement stage, in which we see dreams. Now, why are only these two stages important? Well, that's because in the deep sleep stage, our body's physiological processes like heart rate and blood pressure. During rapid eye movement sleep, digestive, immune, and growth systems are repaired. Mental processes like decision-making, emotion handling, and memory are also reset. In that, our body's physiological processes like heart rate, blood pressure, digestive system, immune system, and growth all get reset and repaired. And in the rapid eye movement stage, all our mental processes like decision-making, frameworks, and emotions, the system that handles them, the system that consolidates memory, all of these go through reset and repair work. So what happens is, as soon as you go to sleep, you directly enter non-rapid eye movement stage 1. Then, after about 10 or 15 minutes, you move into non-rapid eye movement stage 2. And finally, as your sleep gets deeper, you enter stage 3, which is the deepest stage of sleep where your brain is the least active and releases delta waves. After this stage, the brain reverts to stage 2, then stage 1, before entering rapid eye movement sleep. In rapid eye movement sleep, which lasts 30 to 45 minutes, dreams occur, completing one sleep cycle. Every night, around 4-5 cycles of non-rapid eye movement and rapid eye movement sleep take place. It is important to complete these cycles for a good sleep. And if for any reason you wake up in between these cycles, for example, if a phone rings and wakes you up during non-rapid eye movement stage 2, then that sleep cycle will be cancelled right there, and you will have to start again from rapid eye movement stage 1. Your sleeping time is wasted, and this is what actually determines your quality of sleep. If your sleep cycles are not being completed fully and uninterrupted, it doesn't matter how long you sleep, your sleep still won't be complete. And even after sleeping for hours, you'll feel like a drunk person. So now we've reached probably the most important part of today's video. How can you get fast, deep, and generally good quality sleep in today's modern life, which is full of problems and worries? Look, the fundamental principle of good sleep is actually very simple. You just have to activate one system in your body, and you have to build your lifestyle around it. So there are two major systems in our body that control our body's activity levels. They regulate it. One is the sympathetic nervous system, which is also called the fight or flight nervous system. And the other is the parasympathetic nervous system, which is exactly the opposite of fight or flight. It sends signals to cool down and relax the body, and it keeps you in a relaxed state. Now, the principle of good sleep is very simple. Before sleeping, we have to stop our sympathetic nervous system from getting activated at any cost. That means, in any situation, we have to prevent stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol from increasing in the body, and we have to activate the parasympathetic nervous system so that then we can easily go into a relaxed state. Now, this simple fundamental principle controls your entire sleep. For example, why do doctors say that you should avoid blue light 2 to 3 hours before sleeping at night? Cut out blue light as it releases cortisol, keeping you awake. Use yellow light instead, which is less powerful. Similarly, avoid stimulants like coffee that activate the sympathetic nervous system, increasing adrenaline and causing restlessness rather than relaxation. It's the total opposite. Even eating a heavy meal late at night is not recommended because it can create stress in digestion and blood pressure, which will break your relaxed state. Number 3, even the thoughts you think can affect your brain's sympathetic or parasympathetic system. Which nervous system will be activated plays a big role in this. If you are getting very stressed thinking about the future or feeling sad thinking about the past, it will create stress hormones in your brain again, and as a result, you won't be able to enter into a relaxed state, which is common with insomnia. It's exactly the same with insomnia. So, all in all, you understand the basics, right? At night, you have to bring yourself into a stress-free, slightly tired but relaxed state no matter what. Now, I'll give you some tips on how you can do that yourself. How you can easily put yourself into such a state at night, and then I'll also tell you about that secret military technique that will make you fall asleep in just 5 minutes. So let's start with tip number 1. To fix your circadian rhythm, make sure that your eyes get at least 2 to 3 hours of strong sunlight every day, like near a window in the balcony, or you can even go outside directly for an hour. Strong sunlight during the day will regulate your circadian rhythm and make sure you get good sleep at night. Number 2, before going to bed at night, if you use your phone or computer, you can use blue light blocking glasses. You can even use the Eye Comfort Shield or blue light filter option on your phone. If your phone doesn't have this built-in feature, you can install an app from the Android or iOS market for that. But remember, you must avoid blue light at night at all costs. It directly affects our circadian rhythm. Number 3, keeping the room temperature cold is also very important. The ideal temperature should be between 20 to 24 degrees Celsius for Indian. According to the Indian climate, at bedtime, our brain is cooling down the body's temperature so that we can enter a relaxed, power-saving mode. That's why a cold room temperature helps you fall asleep faster. Number 4, doing moderate to heavy intensity exercise like jogging or running. Moderately heavy. Lifting weights is very positively correlated with high quality sleep. In my case too, this single factor improved my sleep quality. Basically, exercise physically exhausts your body, plus the chemistry inside your body changes a lot. Exercise relaxes the body by secreting feel-good hormones like endorphins and serotonin. It lowers blood pressure and reduces inflammation, decreasing overall stress. Research supports the numerous benefits of exercise. It has been found in research that the best workout time for good sleep is around 8 post-meridian in the evening. Number 5, if you're having serious sleep problems and it's affecting your life, then you can also consider taking melatonin supplements. You can take it. This is a natural sleep hormone, has a very good safety profile, and a dose of 1 to 2 milligrams is enough, which you should take 30 minutes before sleeping to get good quality sleep. But after that, you also need to make sure that your blue light exposure is minimal. Is almost none, otherwise your supplement will basically go to waste. Lastly, if you can do meditation, that will also help your body a lot to calm down. You have understood the basic gist that you need to help your body relax, help reduce stress, and then ultimately you have to try these tips all by yourself and see which tip works for you. There will be a slight trial and error window in this. You have to find out all by yourself what works for you. What your sleep schedule will be, what choices you will make in your life to prioritize and optimize your sleep, and how you will create your lifestyle around those choices. You will have to figure this out on your own. And trust me, it's not that hard at all, and at the end of the day, it is going to be one of your biggest investments that you make in your health anyway. Friends, now moving further, let's learn about the expert military sleeping technique. Actually, a United States Olympic coach and sports psychologist Bud Winter created this technique for United States Navy soldiers in World War II to help them fall asleep in 5 minutes even with gunfire noise. The method involves getting into a comfortable position first. You have to lie down in a comfortable position, and then, with the help of deep breathing and focus, you need to gradually relax all the muscles from your face to your toes. You should feel as if each muscle is loosening up on its own. You are letting it relax. Gravity is pulling it down, and it is feeling relaxed. Now these activities will start to slow down your heartbeat, and then, with your eyes closed, you need to imagine a peaceful place around you, like a cool grassy field, or you can also imagine the happiest moment of your life. You can visualize it, and in just a few minutes, you will start to feel sleepy. Basically, the science behind this is that with long breathing, the diaphragm below our lungs touches our upper abdomen, and this stimulates the vagus nerve, which controls all our internal organs. Those nerves get activated and blood flow in the body starts to increase. In response, our brain activates the parasympathetic nervous system to slow down this activity. And as soon as the parasympathetic nervous system is activated, as you know, our blood pressure and heart rates decrease, which makes our body feel relaxed and we start to feel sleepy. So you should definitely try this method and let me know in the comments below if it works for you or not. So guys, my purpose with this video is just to make you realize that almost all those diseases you want to avoid, like heart attacks, cancer, diabetes, blood pressure issues, are all linked to lack of sleep. Your quality of life, your happiness index, your relationships, and their quality and your mental health Everything depends on your night's sleep. But whenever something happens in life, the first thing we sacrifice is our sleep. Now, after this video, this should not be the case. Science gives us knowledge that can empower our lives for the better. But taking action, making it a priority, and sticking to it with discipline is in your hands. And with that said, if you found any value in this video, be sure to share it with your family members and friends so that they too can understand the importance of sleep and empower their health. See you next time. Until then, stay fit and take care. Jai Hind.